All right, so I decided to check this out because I like Donny Cates, but I got to say this is this is the worst book he's ever written, in my opinion. I don't really care for the Silver Surfer that much. He's okay, but recently, as far as I can remember, the only book that starred him was that Dan Slott book where Dan Slott literally inserts himself. So he writes a love story between the Silver Surfer and some girl, and then Dan Slott writes himself in as the love interest father when it's clear from the way he's writing it that this is a girl like he's longing for, and it's like his dream woman. So he makes the dream woman's father himself. It's really weird. It's a weird and strange story that only the mind of poor little Dorito stained Slot would come up with. So I checked this out, and I'm like, reading this. Number one, it felt like a chore. As soon as I open it up, I'm like, oh, this art. Oh. It's just boring. The whole book is like this. It's literally him going on and on about some abyss he's in, which I have no idea why he's in there. And get this, there's a bunch of heroes in there. There's a bunch of heroes in the abyss with him. And so instead of trying to escape himself, he helps them escape. And then every time some of them escape, it's like, follow the adventures of Beta Ray Bill and his cosmic friends in Guardians of the Galaxy. Then he helps these guys escape, find out where their journey takes them in Guardians of the Galaxy Annual #1. And then, after half the book is spent, half the book, literally, look, half the book is him whining and moaning about being in this abyss and setting up two other books. We finally get to the action. And the action isn't bad. It's actually entertaining. It does a decent enough job. I don't really care for the art, though. Not a fan of it. It almost kind of reminds me of like Cal Arts. We get some decent action, and then later on it's set up, and we run into this dude who everyone knows from the actual Venom run, except now he looks like an androgynous Englishman from the 1500s or something. I don't know what's going on there. But this sucked. It's boring. I actually almost was going to review it like 3 days ago, and then I read the first 3 pages where it's literally just him whining about being in an abyss. I don't even know why he's in the abyss. All I know is that Galactus came back. He was working for Galactus again, and then Galactus died. This is all going off of the front page, which gives you like a brief recap of what's going on with much better art. By the way, this was great. This looks great. Why can't it be like this? So apparently something happened and they got sucked into some kind of abyss dimension or something from that fight. And now they're in an abyss where you get the privilege of paying $4 to see them whine and complain about being stuck in the abyss and to find out 2 other books are coming. So like, hey, you want to follow these heroes? Check out this book. Literal Marvel fashion, using this to set up other books. This was boring. I wasn't entertained by it. It was a chore to read, and I attribute that to the writing and the art. Both were bad. I don't know if maybe they're giving Cates a little too much work now or what, but considering he hasn't written the past 2 issues of Venom because they've been War of the Realm tie-ins, who knows? I don't know what he's been doing, but working on this with his full wasn't enough. I won't be checking out #2. This was terrible, in my opinion. This is one of the worst Marvel comics I've read in a while. So I'm not going to keep it, obviously, because it's not good. And it is now trash. I wouldn't recommend it. Somebody said, why don't you give it to the kids? Like, I would give... The point, you would give them good comics that they want to read. Not this. They're not going to want to read this because it sucks. So it's going to go into the trash where it belongs. I really need to get a tripod so that I can properly destroy comics again. It's been a while. I got a GoPro now, so I'm thinking about just buying a tripod for that, which I think they're probably a little bit more sturdy. instead of ones for the cell phone where they break. That might be a better way to go about things. But as for this book, you can take a heavy pass on it.